Okay, so this is question 1 of the Edexcel 2021 Physics Higher Tier paper. So let's get ready. And here we go. Student gives a plastic strip an overall electric charge. Describe one way that we could give the strip an electric charge. So there's two ways. We know that we can charge by friction, or that we can charge by induction. And this one's by far easier to explain. So that's just give it a rub with an insulator, because it's a plastic and that's an insulator. So rub with an insulator. If it asks me questions on induction, here's my plastic rod with pluses and minuses. I could bring a negative rod near it and it could push the electrons back, and that would give it a temporary charge. If I wanted to give it a permanent charge, I'd have two rods together, plus minus plus minus. This would push the electric rods, and then I'd just move these two apart. But by far and away the easiest is to talk about charging by friction. So get an insulator, rub it. And there we go. So the next one now, we've got a gold leaf electroscope. So this is how we test for charge. We'll hold, say, a positive or a negative charge near here. And what that will cause is we're either going to, if it was a positive charge, we'll pull electrons upwards. If it's a negative charge, we're going to push the negatives downwards. And we just got to make sure that we don't actually touch the cap and discharge it. So here we go. It says the electroscope has no overall charge. The gold leaf has a very small mass and can bend easily. That's this bit here. So the whole point of this is it will start to deflect. If there's charge near, as we'll have the same charge on the rod as the foil. And the student's going to bring a negative charge near. So here we go. So let's get a negative charge. What that's going to do, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. This is now going to repel electrons downwards to here. So these will now have a negative charge, and that's going to pull. So we'll end up with a positive charge, or a net positive charge here, and a net negative charge down here. So no, because we can't see we've got a positive there, so no. That's garbage. A negative rod would force this to be negative and leave the positives there. Remember, it's the electrons that can move, not the positives in a solid, so it can't be that one. Well, that makes sense to me, but we'll just check up the other one. No, and that's garbage as well. So it must be C. On to the next one. Another gold electroscope has been given a negative charge. So we can see that here. That's negative, so it's being repelled. And then we attach it to Earth. So what's going to happen is all of the electrons are going to rush to Earth. And we call that discharge. So when it's an insulated system like this, the electrons are static. They've got nowhere to go. They can't travel. They are stationary. But if we give them a chance to get away from all their mates, who, I say mates, enemies, the electrons do not want to be near each other as they have the same charge. So, and we can see that the gold leaf has gone there. And that's because it's discharged and this no longer has a charge. And therefore the gold leaf will just go back to gravity, pulling it downwards. So model answer for that is connecting to the Earth has discharged the electroscope, or all the electrons have moved to the Earth. So the gold leaf is now neutral, and therefore the gold leaf no longer has a force repelling it, or no longer has a force to overcome its weight. Lots of different ways you could answer that. We've now got two charges, charge P and charge Q. What can we see? Well, on a higher electric charge density here, and we can see these are going in, so nin, these are going out, out. So now we can just go through in terms of one has a stronger field than the other, and the other one's a negative charge, and the Q is a positive charge. So the size of charge P is less than Q. It's got less electric flux density, and charge P is negative, charge Q is positive. Object P and Q are held next to each other. What will happen? Well, they will attract because they have opposite charges. And that's question 1. Done. That's quite a nice question to start. Oh, Wayside, what's going on here?